So as a massive DreamWorks and animation fan, I was actually quite excited to see what on earth they were going to do with Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken, but ultimately I was a little bit disappointed. I mean, don't get me wrong, this movie is definitely watchable, and I don't think it's one of the worst animated movies ever made. I was just expecting a little bit more from it, and I do think it's actually more of a streaming movie than a theatrical one. I guess it's the perfect antidote for similarly people who were expecting a lot more from Disney's live-action Little Mermaid movie. I guess this is the perfect alternative to watch. And there were some enjoyable moments in this film, but it was just so predictable. You could immediately tell where on earth it was going from the first couple of minutes from this film. And ultimately, I just felt like it was a true made-for-kids movie, as opposed to other animated films, which I feel like do a really good job in terms of being for all ages, and I just don't think adults were able to enjoy this movie as much as kids were, as they just played it so safe. I mean, I think it was a really good decision to make the lead character incredibly awkward, as I feel like a lot of people can relate to that, as well as not realizing your true potential. So I think those two themes were really, really brilliant for this lead character. And I really like the family dynamics, especially the grandmother, who is this super powerful being and really wants to hold onto the traditions that the Kraken family have and really wants to be the protector of the sea and wants to kind of change the perceptions of Krakens, whilst also not diluting their family brand, so to speak. And the daughter and the mother of Ruby Gillman is wanting to just rebel against all of this. I thought she was a brilliant character, actually, from that perspective, and wants to live a completely different life and wants to bring up her daughter in a completely different way to how she was brought up. And then, of course, Ruby herself is just kind of finding herself, wants to find her own purpose, wants to find her own journey. So from a family female perspective, I actually do think there are a lot of similarities to Turning Red, which definitely borrowed similar themes from a grandparent to a parent to a child relationship. I thought that the Queen Narissa / Chelsea character was really, really interesting, and the decision to make mermaids really, really evil was definitely very, very inspired. Like I said, it was super predictable in terms of what is going to happen with this character, as it was just so obvious what was going to happen next. But I do think as a character, she was a real evil character, was incredibly manipulative, and then her human form, she is really, really popular. So I just feel like they could have just done so much more from the villain's perspective. But instead, not only did they go down the predictable route, I feel like they watered down this character so much. And I just feel like if this movie was a little bit more adult, this character could have been really, really interesting and could have done some barbaric and horrific things. The guys in this movie were pretty timid. I feel like they definitely could have added so much more dynamism and excitement and edginess with them, but they truly were supporting characters to their female counterparts. When I heard that Sam Richardson was going to be one of the voice cast in this movie, I was so excited, as he is just such a hilarious character, and his character was all right in this movie, but I was just hoping and expecting so much more. And similarly, Connor is supposed to be the love interest of Ruby and is going to be the popular guy and is the one that everybody is sorting after, and I just feel like he was a little bit of a wet character, and they just could have done so much more with so many of the characters in this movie. But you know, like I said, it is a watchable movie. I feel like it is really, really funny how it's just always making fun of the Little Mermaid whilst also trying to create its own identity as well. I was just expecting so much more from this movie in a similar way to how I was expecting so much more from Elementor, and so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 10. Now, I'd love to hear what you thought of this film, so please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.